Now the first step to making Salisbury steaks is to form your hamburger patties. Once you add all your seasonings, just form your patties and let your grease or whatever you use get hot, and then you're gonna add your patties to the pot. Now for my seasonings, I use all season, Italian season, garlic powder, onion, mix. The onion soup mix is what I'm trying to say. And some minced garlic. That's all. Because once you brown your patties, I'm trying to make another one. Once you brown your patties, you're gonna season your gravy. So you don't have to add too much season to your patties, but make sure they're seasoned. You don't want bland food. I don't do bland at all. I like seasoned. And so you just add your patties to the pot. And the trick to this is to keep your patties from falling apart. Wait till they brown completely on one side and then flip them over. And that's how you gotta keep them from breaking and falling apart. Because if you try to turn them too fast, they will fall apart. I don't think I'm gonna have enough room for that one. So just let them brown. Let me turn my top. Just let them cook for a while. And keep your fire on maybe medium, because you don't want them to cook too fast and the outside be burnt and then the inside be pink and half cooked. Undercooked, should I say. You don't want that. We trying to feed people. We ain't trying to poison them, baby. Now we're gonna check and see if it's time to turn these over. And see, the bottom is brown. That's how you know it's time to turn them over. See how firm they are? They're not falling to pieces. They're not sticking to the pot. Uh-oh. There we go. Now we're going to let this brown for a little while, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to finish off that last one. Matter of fact, let me make some room for it right now. Go ahead, put that one in. Once we finish browning all our patties, we're going to add the celery, onions, and bell peppers. And we're going to brown those. And then we're going to do our gravy. Now they're ready to come out. So just pull them out and set them to the side. And we're going to add our onions, bell pepper, and celery to this oil. And we're going to do two things with it. We're going to season this oil for our roux, but we're also going to brown our vegetables. And that's going to add flavor to the gravy. So all you do is just saute your vegetables and scrape up all that brownness from the hamburger patties, that's flavor. So all you do is put your top back on and let that simmer. And then the next step is we're going to take the vegetables out, and then we're going to add our flour to do our roux. Now the vegetables are ready to come out, y'all. They translucent. This is what you're looking for right here. Now we just going to simply put this in a bowl with the Salisbury steak. And then we're going to add the flour to the pot and do our roux. And these vegetables, while they were sauteing and browning up, they was adding flavor to that oil. I used olive oil. I don't use vegetable oil because vegetable oil burns things to me. And I don't have time for all this, so I use olive oil. Let me get the rest of this out this pot, and then we're going to add our flour to the pot and start our roux. So now we're ready to start our roux. So all you do is put flour in the pot. Don't put too much, put a little bit to start off with. And you just start stirring the pot. And browning that flour, and that's how you make your roux. And once it's all the way brown, like a peanut color, like peanut butter, then you'll be ready to add your seasonings and your water, or sometimes you could use chicken broth, but I'm gonna use water because I ain't got no chicken broth, baby. And I'm not trying to go to the store. And then turn your fire down too, so you won't burn this. And it's just that simple to make your own flour, and it tastes better, and you could actually control what you put in your food when you make your own stuff from scratch versus buying those packets that's already pre-made. They have all kind of stuff up in there, and that's how people end up with high blood pressure and diabetes and all that stuff like that. Even though I'm on the thick side, and I always been thick, but thank God that I don't have high blood pressure, diabetes, or cholesterol, and I don't have all them problems, thank God. But I do eat a lot of stuff that's considered unhealthy. I eat the pig feet, the pigtails, the chitlins, all that. I eat just about everything. But anyway, just continue stirring this and let it get brown. And once it get that brown color, we're gonna add the cut up season back up in there with the Salisbury steaks, and then we're just gonna let them simmer and let all the flavors come together, and then it'll be ready to serve. Okay, y'all, if you're cooking your gravy and you notice that it's still kind of oily, all you gotta do is just add a little more flour to thicken it up, because you don't want your roux to be oily. You want it to be like a paste almost. See how it still have that oil? And I do mine. I add my flour in a little by little because I don't want to add too much flour for my oil that I have up in there, and it won't give you the right texture. So it's best to just start with a little flour, like I said at first, and then once you stirring it and you know, check the consistency of your roux, you can add as you go. Versus having too much flour up in there and you've been messed everything up, baby. That's gonna be a hot mess. And I ain't got time for that one. So I'm gonna add some more. And then this should be it. This should be enough after this. See, this is what you want. You want to have that texture like that. And like I said, make sure you have your flour low. You don't, I mean, not your flour, baby. Make sure you have your temperature low on your pot so you won't be burning your flour or your roux while you're doing this. Because if it had that scorched or burnt taste to it, it's going to throw the flavor out. And you're going to have to start again. So, this looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some water and put that up in there. And then we're going to add our Salisbury steak. And I cut up seasoning back up in the pot, and we're going to let that simmer. And I think I'm going to do some lima beans on the side with some mac and cheese. And I got my cornbread in the oven. Where's my oven at? And that's what we're going to eat today. So once you add your water, just stir this around, and it's going to start thickening up. I'm going to add some more water. It's not hard at all, y'all, to make your own gravy. It's just time consuming, but the flavors are definitely going to be, you know, real good. You'll be able to taste the difference in the gravy versus that store-bought. And I'm not against store-bought packets of gravy, because guess what? If I'm pressed for time, I throw that in the pot real quick, baby, and call it a day and go on about my business. But when I have time, I like to, you know, cook from scratch. So all you do at this point is just let that sit there and thicken up, and get a spoon and taste. And you start adding your seasons to flavor your gravy. So I'm gonna add all season. Garlic powder. Italian season. I need to get some more of this. Onion powder. Oh, I know you lying. That's all right. And minced garlic. Add that up in there. I love garlic. So now, gonna stir this up and see how that gravy is starting to get thick again. If it gets too thick, I'm gonna add some more water. I like thick gravy, but I don't want it too thick. But then also, I don't want it runny either. Baby, that's stuff flying everywhere. So I'm gonna add some more water. This should be enough. And now I'm gonna taste. I'm gonna taste the gravy again to make sure it has enough seasoning in it. And y'all, I don't measure when it comes to adding seasoning stuff. I just season to taste. Because everybody's taste buds are different. So just season to taste, baby. That's all I can tell you. When I started cooking, I never cooked with measurements. So now we're gonna add the Salisbury steaks and the seasoning back up in the pot, and we're gonna let everything just come together and marry each other and let them flavors come together. And I'm gonna let it simmer for about, I guess, 10 minutes and check on it. Because the hamburger pears are already done. So basically what you're doing is just adding everything together and let everything come together so it doesn't take long. That looks good. So that is it. Okay, this is how everything's looking so far, y'all. Off camera, I added some more water because the gravy was too thick for my liking. And every time you add water, make sure you add more seasoning. Taste it first and then adjust the seasoning. But from this point, I'm gonna let it roll for maybe 20 minutes and it should be done. But every time you add water or every time you add seasoning, you have to adjust your time. So I'm gonna let it roll for about 20 minutes and see where we at after that. Okay, y'all. Now we're finishing up everything. I'm gonna show y'all some lima beans that I cooked. I have pigtails up in there and bacon. And I cooked these lima beans maybe a week ago, but the pot was really big and we had a lot left over. So what I did was I put my lima beans in a freezer bag and I put them in the deep freezer instead of throwing them away. And all I had to do was just put them in the pot and warm them up. And that's what we're gonna have along with our Salisbury steaks. But the Salisbury steaks are done now. And let me show you. Here they are right here. They're completely done. I decided to go ahead and do some mac and cheese and cornbread and lima beans, and that's what we're gonna eat today for dinner. I normally do candy yams, but I didn't have none, so baby, look, we are rolling with what we got. But I'm gonna get ready to plate the food up so you can see the final results. But here's the final result: the Salisbury steak, the mac and cheese, the lima beans, and the cornbread. Thank y'all for watching.